Today we're in Death Valley National Park. We've come down past the racetrack and we camped last night at the Homestake Dry Camp. And so we're camping here, just getting up in the morning, getting ready for the day, and we're going to go back to the racetrack, check out the moving rocks. They're supposed to be towards the southern end of the playa, and we didn't make it that far last time we were here, so that's what we're here to do, is to go look at the moving rocks. And then we're going to drive out a different way, a way we haven't gone before, through Hidden Valley and around. So anyway, that's what we're going to do today, so come along. So here we are, heading on to the Racetrack Playa to see if we can see the moving rocks. Last time we were here, we were clear down at that end, down there, that rock sticking up. That rock sticking up right there, you can see, is called the Grandstand. That's where we were, walking around there. And then we heard that the better tracks from the moving rocks are down this way, so we're here to check it out. See tire tracks where people have driven out here. So here's a couple rocks with the trails right over here on the other side of them. It looks like these rocks fall off of this edge right here, and then as they move out into the playa. That's what we've got. All these rocks out here that have moved. And some of the bigger ones leave deeper trails, and you can see some of these trails that are probably years old. So anyway, we're going to keep checking it out a little bit here. So here's a rock here. You see the trail behind it. And right over here, you see this trail goes right up to this rock. So here's a trail here, kind of a faint one, comes along, goes past here and keeps going right up here. We'll walk here for a minute. Looks like it goes clear to that rock. Kind of a faint trail, hard to follow.
I can still see it, but I think at different times of the day you'll be able to see things differently.
It does look like it comes right to this rock and ends. So yeah, you can see that trail. It's faint, but you can see it all the way back there, coming clear up to this rock. That's pretty cool. Here's a set of footprints. It looks like somebody walked out here when it was wet.
Oh, all the way.
Kind of faint, but you can see the footprints.
Makes you wonder how long ago they did that.
So here we are at the far edge of the playa. We've walked all the way across this part of it out here. We parked clear over there with the rest of those vehicles over there. We've walked over here, and it's kind of amazing, these tracks that are here, because the ground looks like it does get rain and stuff periodically, but the tracks are deep enough, or the makeup of the mud is such that even when it gets wet, it doesn't fill them in completely, and you can still see the tracks from the rocks. They don't get washed away. It's pretty interesting. There's a trail here up this mountain, this hill. We're gonna go up here and take a look over the playa, see what we can see down there. Climbed up this little outcropping right here where most of the rocks are falling from. And from up here, you can see a few of the trails down here. Some of the bigger ones. There's one there you can see. This playa is pretty big. It's you can see the people out here walking on it where we're parked. It's a pretty big area. And right here at the edge of the playa, the ground changes from that clay that's on the playa to rocky sand all along this edge. Anyway, interesting stuff. So you can see here, this is kind of rocky sand, and it just changes right to the clay.
So I'm feeling better about my trip this time. Our last visit, I was disappointed. I think disappointed in the human race. Too many tracks and too many rocks that were moved, not depicting what the racetrack really is about. And it got dark on us. We didn't come far enough south. So that's your tip. Visiting the racetrack, you come south.
Yep. There's a lot of rocks that have fallen off this peak over here, this hill, whatever it is, and onto the playa, and they move. And we've seen quite a few impressive tracks and little tracks, and it's pretty neat out here. It's actually a little neater than I thought it would be. So
the question would be, is it worth it to come?
It is. It's definitely worth it to come out here, and just make sure you get to the south end of the playa where the good tracks are, where the good rocks are.
Don't be afraid to walk around the playa some, and manage your expectations. If it has been wet, then you might get out here and you cannot come on the playa, and I would stress that. We have seen the footprints in other tracks that are human-made, and who knows how long they'll be here, and that's not the legacy we want to leave.
Yeah, so take care when you come out here, but enjoy it and try and be respectful to help preserve it for everybody else who wants to see it too.
So we're thinking that's the main valley out there that we drive through. The highway goes through, what is it? We think that's the main Death Valley out there. We're getting into some pine trees. We're about 6,400 feet above sea level. just in the forest now. Different ecosystem. So we're now on the Hunter Mountain Road. Just changed from the Hidden Valley Road. So we crested the hill at 7,133 feet in elevation, and now we're headed on down. Looks like we can see down into Saline Valley from here.
There's a view of the Panamint Valley down there. That tall mountain right there is the highest peak here. It's Telescope Peak, and it's actually a little over 11,000 feet. 11,049. Water runs on down there. If there was enough water, there'd be a giant lake down there.
So the sign that we're reading actually says that this used to have a lake thousands of years ago.
So right there you can see the Panamint Dunes. Point, in memory of the Padre of the Desert, Father John J. Crowley. Up here at Dantes View. It's an overlook up here. So right here you can see Badwater Basin right down there. And that view of Badwater Basin from up here is pretty neat.